We are going to look at mathematics. Today's topic is word problem leading to simultaneous equation. Word problem leading to simultaneous equation. Mathematics. Word problem leading to simultaneous equation. Word problem leading to simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equation. Before we look at what problem leading to simultaneous equation, let's look at the meaning of simultaneous equation itself. Simultaneous equation is a type of equation that involves two unknowns moving in the same direction, that is along a straight line. For example, 2x plus 4y is equal to 1. Let's call this one equation 1. 2x plus 10y is equal to 20. Let's call this equation 2. We can equally have more than 2 equations. We can equally have 3 equations. We can have 4 equations. We can equally have 3x plus 11y is equal to 100. This is equation 3. We can equally have 4x plus 20y is equal to 1000. This is called equation 4. All this is what we call a simultaneous equation. Then we are going to look at the word problem itself. Word problem itself. Word problem leading to simultaneous equation. Example 1. Example 1. Doing add 1 to the numerator and denominator of a fraction. The result becomes 1 over 2. Full stop. When she subtracted 2 from both the fraction, the result becomes 1 over 3. Find the fraction. That is doing add 1 to the numerator and denominator of a fraction. Doing added 1 to the numerator and denominator of a fraction. Then the result becomes 1 over 2. When she subtracted 2 from both the fraction, the result becomes what? The result becomes 1 over 3. We are asked to find a fraction. We know a fraction has a numerator as well as a denominator. The upper number of a fraction is referred to as numerator. The down number of a fraction is referred to as the denominator. Solution. To solve this, then let us say that let the fraction be what? X over y. And x itself is referred to as numerator. Then y is referred to as denominator. X is called the numerator. Y is referred to as what? The denominator of the fraction. Then, from the first sentence, we have going added what? 1 to the numerator of the fraction. That is x plus, isn't it? X plus 1 over what? Y plus 1 equals to what? 1 over 2. We can solve this further by what? Cross multiply. Talking about cross multiply, use 2 to multiply x plus 1. Also use 1 to multiply what? Y plus 1. Isn't it? This will now be what? 2 multiplied by what? X plus 1. Isn't it? Equals to what? That is 2 multiplied by x plus 1 equals to 1 multiplied by what? Y plus 1. Isn't it? That is 2 into bracket x plus 1 is equal to 1 into bracket y plus 1. Isn't it? We remove the bracket. We remove the bracket. We remove the bracket or we open the bracket. That is 2 times x. 2 multiplied by x plus, isn't it? 2 multiplied by 1. 2 multiplied by 1 equals to 1 multiplied by y plus 1 multiplied by 1. Isn't it? Then we have 2 times x. That's 2x plus 2 is equal to 1 times y. That is y plus 1 times 1. That is 1. Isn't it? We collect the like term. Let us collect the like term. Collect the like term. Collecting like term, we collect the one that is common to both sides, the left hand side and the right hand side. That is 2x, isn't it? Minus y is now equals to 1 minus 2. Because when these two probably equals this time, it changes to negative because it's a positive value. 2x minus y is equal to 1 minus 2. That is what? Minus 1. This is called our equation 1. We call this to be what? Equation 1. Then let us, from the second sentence, from the second sentence, we have, what do we have? We say when she subtracted 2 from both the fractions, that is x minus 2 all over what? Y minus 2, isn't it? The result becomes what? 1 over 3, which equals to 1 over 3. That according to the second sentence. What do? We cross multiply. Through cross multiplication, we cross multiply, isn't it? That is 3 multiplied by what? X minus 2 is equals to 1 multiplied by y minus 2, isn't it? That is 3 into bracket x minus 2, isn't it? Is equals to 1 into bracket y minus 2, isn't it? We open the bracket. We are opening the bracket. We open the bracket, isn't it? That is 3 multiplied by this 3 multiplied by x, isn't it? That is plus 3 multiplied by minus 2, isn't it? Is equals to what? 1 times y, isn't it? And what? Plus 1 times minus 2. 1 times minus 2. 3 times x, that is 3x. Plus times minus, that's minus. 3 times 2, that is 6. It equals to y. 1 times y, that's for 1 times minus 2. That is minus 2. Isn't it? That is what? Minus 2. What do? We collect the like term. By collecting like term, what do? That is 3x. Isn't it? This y is coming to be minus y equals to minus 2. If this is coming to be plus 6. We now have 3x minus y is equal to minus 2 plus 6. That is to be equal to what? Positive 4, because you are owing 2, you have 6. By the time you return the 2 to what you are owing, that is, it means you are having 4. Call this one equation 2. Then let us rewrite the equation 1 and 2 together. Rewrite equation 1 and 2. What do we have as our equation 1? Or we recall our equation 1. What do we have? Our equation 1 is what? 2x minus y is equals to what? Minus 1. This is our equation 1. Then our equation 2 is 3x minus y, isn't it? Is equals to 4. Call this one equation 2. I told you we have 4 methods in solving simultaneous equation. Then the method we want to use now is called what? Elimination method. Let us use elimination method. Elimination method. We are using elimination method. That means we subtract equation 2 from that of what? Equation 1. Subtract equation 2 from equation 1. We subtract equation. We are subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. Now subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, we subtract, that's minus. We subtract equation 2 from what? Equation 1. That's what we want to do. We want to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Equation 2 from equation 1. How do we do that? Let's look at this. How do we do that? How do we subtract equation 2 from equation 1? Subtract equation 2 from equation 1. That means that 3x minus what? Minus 2x, isn't it? 3x minus 2x, that is minus y minus minus y. Because this is minus y, this is another minus here, minus minus y is equal to 4 minus minus 1. That is 4 minus minus 1. This will now be bracket, isn't it? This will now be bracket. They will now have 3x minus 2x minus y. Minus times minus y, that is positive y, is equal to 4. Minus and minus, that is plus 1, isn't it? Then we have 3x minus 2x, that is x. Minus 1 we count there because minus y plus y is the same thing as what? Plus 0, that is 0, is equal to 5. X plus 0, therefore our x is equal to 5. We now substitute. We substitute the value of x for 5 in any equation. Let us substitute or replace. Let us replace 5 for x in equation 1. We are replacing 5 for x in equation 1. Let us recall our equation 1. Recall equation 1. We want to recall our equation 1. What is our equation 1 state? Our equation 1 is what? 2x, isn't it? Minus y equals to minus 1. That is anywhere we see the value of what? Of x. We call it to be what? 5. That is 2 into bracket 5 minus y is equal to minus 1. Isn't it? 2 times 5, that is 10. Minus y, isn't it? Is equal to minus 1. What do we do again? We collect the like term. Collect the like term. The like term. So we want to collect the like term, isn't it? That's what we want to do. Collect the like term, isn't it? We want to collect the like term. We are trying to collect the like term, isn't it? That is what we want to do, the one that is common to both sides. The left-hand side and that of the what? The right-hand side. We want to collect the like term. That means that what? What do we do? This is minus y, isn't it? Is equal to minus 1. The 10 is going to the other side, isn't it? Positive to the minus 10. Minus y is equal to minus 1 minus 10. That is minus 11. We divide both sides by minus. Divide both sides by minus. That minus 1 over minus is equal to minus 11 over minus. Isn't it? Then minus cancel minus. Minus cancel minus. Then therefore our y equals to 11. So we are not asked to find y or x. We are asked to find, we said, the fraction. We select the fraction. Recall that our fraction is equal to x over y. So that means that our x is already 5. Then what is our y? That's 11. Therefore, the fraction is 5 all over 11. The fraction is 5 all over 11. We are now going to look at question number 2. Before we go, we are going to look at question number 2. Question number 2. That is what we want to look at. Question number 2. That's what we want to look at. I want to look at question number 2. Example 2 or question number 2. That's what we want to look at. Then the question says that the second term, example 2, the second term and the third term of an arithmetic progression. That is what? A P is 2. If the fourth term, the fourth term, and the fifth term, of the progression is 4. Find the sum of its 20 terms. This is the question, isn't it? The question says that the second term and the third term of an arithmetic progression, that is an AP, is 2. If the fourth term and the fifth term of the progression is 4, find the sum of its 20 terms. This is also referred to as word problem leading to simultaneous equation. Then what do we do in this question? What do we do with a solution? In AP, in arithmetic progression, we look at the first term and the common differences, isn't it? Then we say that let the first term to be equal to what? A. Let the common difference to be equal to what? D, isn't it? Then to get the differences, our D equals to, that is what? T sub 3 minus what? T sub 2. Or, how do we get differences? Can we get our differences from what? T sub 5 minus T sub 4 is also our common differences, isn't it? In this case, what do we do? Isn't it? The second term of an arithmetic progression, that is our second term, T sub 2 plus, and the what? And the second term and the what? And the third term. The second term and the third term, that is T sub 3, will now be equals to what? According to what we are saying, it is equals to what? 2. Our second term, that is A plus B. Our third term, this is plus. Our third term is what? A plus what? The A plus D is our first term. Our third term is A plus. That is, we are looking, our first term is A plus D, isn't it? Then our third term is A plus what? 2D, isn't it? Is equals to 2. That's from the first sentence. We have A plus D plus A plus 2D is equals to 2, isn't it? We collect the like term. That is, this is A, that is A plus A. This is D, this is plus D, this is another D, plus 2D is equals to 2. A plus A, that is 2A. D plus D, that is plus 3D is equals to 2. Let's call this one equation 1. From the second sentence, what does our second sentence say? If the fourth term, that is T sub 4 plus, in the fourth term and the fifth term, that is T sub 5, is equals to what? T sub 5 is equals to what? Is equals to 4. Then, what do you have T sub 5? T sub 4 rather, that's A plus what? 3D. Our T sub 5 is what? A plus 4D is equals to 4. Isn't it? We can equally what? Collect the what? The like term. So collecting like term here, that is what? That A, that is A plus A. Isn't it? What do you have? 3D, we have 4D. That is plus 3D, isn't it? That is plus 4D is equals to what? Is equals to 4. This is A plus A, that's 2A plus 3D plus 4D, that is 7D is equal to 4. Call this one equation 2, isn't it? Equation 2. In this case, then what do? We have to combine equation 1 and that of equation 2. We are going to combine equation 1 and that of what? Equation 2. Let us recall equation 1 and 2. Then what is our equation 1? That our equation 1 is 2A. This is our equation 1. This is what? Our equation 2. Our equation 1 is what? 2A plus 3D, isn't it? Is equals to 2. That's 2A plus 3D equals to 2. Our equation 2 is what? 2A plus what? 7D, isn't it? Equals to 4. Isn't it? Then we use what we call elimination method. Using elimination method. We are using elimination method. That is, what do? We subtract. Subtract equation what? Equation 1. Equation 2 from 1. That is what? That means that we subtract this equation, subtraction. 2a minus 2a rather, plus 7b minus what? 3b. That is equals to what? 4 minus 2, isn't it? That is 2a minus 2a, isn't it? That plus 7b minus 3 is equal to 4 minus 2. 2a minus 2a we cancel, that is 0. Then 7d minus 3d, that is what? Plus 4d is equals to what? 4 minus 2 is 2. We divide both sides by what? 4 to get our differences. Divide both sides by 4. We have 4d is equals to 2 divided by 4 divided by 4. 4 can cancel 4. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. Then our d is equals to 1 over 2. Our common difference is what? 1 over 2. We are plotting our common difference to be equals to 1 over 2. Our differences, common differences, our d is equals to what? 1 over 2. Then we replace or substitute. Replace 1 over 2 for d. And we replace what? 1 over 2 for d in any equation. Let's say in equation 1. In equation 1. Then let us recall our equation 1. Recall our what? Equation 1. Let us recall our equation 1. What does our equation 1 state? That is 2a, isn't it? Plus 3d, isn't it? Is equals to 2. This is our equation 1. That anywhere we see d, call it 1 over 2. This is 2a, isn't it? Plus 3 into bracket, our d is what? 1 over 2 is equals to 2. Isn't it? This is 2a plus 3 times 1. 3 all over what? 2 is equals to 2. You find the LCM. Isn't it? The LCM of this is over 1, this is over 1. The LCM is equals to 2. We multiply each term by 2. Let us multiply. Multiply each term by 2. So multiply each term by 2. That is 2a over 1 multiplied by 2. Plus 3 all over 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 2 over 1 multiplied by 2. So 2 times 2, that is 4a. 2 can cancel 2 plus 3. Isn't it equals to 4? What do we do? We now collect the like term. Collecting like term, isn't it? That's what we want to do. We want to collect the like term. We have to collect the like term. That's what we want to do. Collection of like term. What is common to the left-hand side and that of the right-hand side of the equation? What is common to the left-hand side and that of what? The right-hand side of the equation. We want to collect the like term. Collect the like term. That is 4a. We want to collect the like term. 4a will now be equals to what? 4 minus 3. 4a is equals to 4 minus 3. That is 1. Isn't it? We divide both sides by what? By 4. Because we are looking for a divide both sides by 4. We are dividing both sides by 4. That is 4a is equals to 1, isn't it? That if we divide it by 4, we also divide it by 4. This 4 we cancel this 4. Our a equals to 1 over 4, isn't it? We have had our a to be 1 over 4. We have our what? Our difference to be what? 1 over 2. Then the question does not ask us to find a, which is the first term. This is called our first term. And our d is common differences, which is 1 over 2. Then our d equals to what? 1 over 2. That is common differences. Our common differences is 1 over 2. Then we have to find the sum, isn't it? The sum of the 20 terms of the progression. The sum of the 20 terms of the progression. Now what we have to find? We have to find the sum of the 20 terms of the progression. The sum of the 20 terms is equals to, oh no, we don't know the sum of the 20 terms. What do we do? We apply the formula. Apply as follows. Sum of n terms. Sum of n terms of an arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression. AP is given by Sn, that is Sn, sum of is equals to what? N all over 2, isn't it? Into bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into bracket b close the main bracket. Where Sn, where our Sn is 20, our number equals to what? 20. Our a is given to us to be what? 1 over 4. Our differences that we have there is what? 1 over 2. Substitute. Substitute as follows. We want to substitute. We want to replace as follows. What we want to do, we want to replace, isn't it? In the equation, in the Sn equals to n all over 2, open bracket, 2a plus, open bracket, n minus 1 close bracket, b, everything, close the big bracket. That is what we want to do. We want to substitute. Sn, sum of the n term, is equals to what? 20 over 2, because we are looking for S20, isn't it? Into what? 2 multiplied by, isn't it? Our A is what? 1 over 4, isn't it? Plus, into bracket, n is what? 20 minus 1 into bracket, what is our d? Our common differences is what? Is 1 over 2 into bracket 1 over 2. S20 equals to 2 here, 1, 2 here, that is 10. We have 10 into bracket, 2 here, 1, 2 here, we have 2. That's 2 plus, open bracket, 20 minus 1, that is 19. Into bracket, 1 over 2. Isn't it? Sum of the 20 term will now be equals to 10. Into bracket, isn't it? That is 2 plus 19 multiplied by 1 over 2. Isn't it? We are multiplying. That is what? S20 is equals to 10. Into bracket 2, 19 times 1. That is what? We have 19 all over what? 2. Isn't it? We have S20 is equals to what? 10. Into bracket. That is what? These 2 can take care of this 2. Isn't it? We now have what? 19. We have S20 is equals to 10 times what? 19. That is equals to what? 190. Therefore, the sum of the 20 term is 190. Sum of the 20 term is 190. We are going to give you a work that you have to practice on your own. We are going to give you one question that you practice on your own. So that next time we can continue from quadratic equation. We are going to look at quadratic equation in our next class. But before we go, solve this question. Isn't it? Solve this question. Are they doing? Isn't it? Add 3 to the numerator. Numerator. Isn't it? This is class work. Are they doing? Add 3 to the numerator and denominator of a fraction. Denominator of a fraction. The result becomes 1 over 4. When she subtracted 3 from both the fraction, the result becomes what? 2. What is the fraction? So do not forget to subscribe to our channel via Jima Excellence School by clicking on the right button. Clicking on the right button to Jima Excellence School. Thank you for listening. Many thanks. If I come your way again, thanks for listening. Many thanks. Goodbye.